Let's go to Charlie with traffic. Charlie, what's going on out there, man?
Oh, I just got past West Lafayette. Traffic is good, although it's showing -1 degrees out.
How was that ride down there? I'm going to do it today. No, was there any there's no construction on that line, is there?
There's construction that's halted, that you have to do some zigzagging. Other than that, it wasn't too bad.
Where you headed?
Indianapolis. I'm filing for state senate today.
Congratulations.
Who is this?
You.
I'm sorry, Charlie.
Kallas. K-A-L-L-A-S.
Oh, okay. On the Republican side, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Charlie, what
Against who?
Frank Mervan.
Okay.
Charlie Kallas on the Republican side versus Frank Mervan III on the Democratic side. Charlie's been there a long time, knows a lot of people. What makes you think you can unseat him?
Well, like I said, we need new representation in the area. We need new ideas, innovation, someone that's got a stake in the game. Like, I'm a steel worker, former vet. My family owned a business in the area. I'm the right guy for the job.
Have you run before?
No, this is my first time running for office.
Well, I applaud you for getting out there and running.
Thank you. We need more young people involved, both sides of the aisle. This is time for my generation to get involved.
Can't you file for that in Lake County, or you got to go all the way down
there?
there?
To Indianapolis.
No, you have to go down to the State House and file. So that's where I'm headed.
I just had a correction. It's Frank Mervan Jr.
I was
going to
say, where'd you get the third
I'm
from?
sorry. You're running against Frank Mervan Jr.
Running from the daddy.
Charlie, are you a Hammond guy or what?
Yes, I live in Hammond in the Hessville area right now.
And where'd you grow up?
Around Gavitt. I went Gavitt class of 2008, so our 10 years coming up this year as well.
So, Charlie, that position has always been a Democratic position. What do you think that you're going to do to change the tide?
Well, it's not necessarily always been. 1994, Sandy Dempsey won against Frank Mervan. That was 20 years ago. The district's also shifted south. It's no longer East Chicago and Whiting like it has been in decades past. It's going down all the way to Crown Point. So it's shifting somewhat towards Republican, and that may have to do with how they redistrict everything every 10 years. But I see a good favor for a Republican in this race.
Interesting.
All right, man. We'll be covering it. And thanks a lot for calling in.
Thanks. You guys have a good one.
You too. That's interesting.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, I do this show most of the time. I'll go weeks without really getting surprised. There you go.
Surprise, but I had heard that a few people were thinking about running because they didn't really know if Senator Mervan was going to run again or not. And
you know, it's not like there haven't been Republicans that have kind of won through the gotten Hessville area and Highland, and I think that district is like Hessville reaching through Highland and a little bit maybe Griffith and Cherville all the way to Crown Point.
Right, but he's been in a long time. Of course, yes, he did lose at one point, but then he got his position back, and most people haven't challenged him.
You know, that's true. It hasn't been challenged. I'm sure Frank Mervan III's driving around going, you know, isn't real happy about someone challenging his dad. I remember when Chris Morrow challenged his dad. And
of Harris Bank fame?
Of Harris Bank fame.
Mercantile Bank, rather.
Yeah,
Mercantile
and I wasn't there. I wasn't there, but we were having the WJOB Ridge Classic. It was out at Lost Marsh. And evidently Chris Morrow was there and was getting interviewed by, like, Preacher in the morning or something. And somebody told me that Frank Mervan III just kind of sat there and was real close to Morrow and just stared him down.
That sounds like Trump and Hillary at the debate.
Gave him the old LOHO. And so, hey, maybe there's a race there. I mean, you know, I think you put it right. I mean, you know, I've known the Mervan. I'm actually related to the Mervan family. And, you know, I think that Frank Mervan Jr. has done a great job as a state senator for all these years. But in keeping with the general theory that everyone needs to be challenged.
Well, let's see. Has he filed?
Yeah. You know, I don't even know. I guess
I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I imagine he would. Anyways.
Senator Mervan has not filed yet.
Maybe Charlie. Well, I don't know. Let's see what happens there. Hey, well, let's discuss with MX about that. MX, how are you, man?
First of all, that last rant by Verley needs to be a flashback. That's one of her best rants I've ever heard. But I called for a heads up to Charlie Kallas. I'm a union steel worker, local 1010 for 42 years, and I support another union brother steel worker. He's a young man. He's very intelligent. He has a lot of etiquette. And I would like to see him downstate over Mervan to support us older retired steel workers.